conflict, oh, they're not in order today, are they? Conflict types, there's 4 conflict types, okay? The first one is conflict with self. That's when you're having an argument with yourself, okay? How many people on this session today have arguments with themselves? It goes like this. Oh, John, why did you do that, you idiot? Well, you should do that really, John. Yeah, I don't want to, but you should do it. How many people on here have self-arguments? Just put me a yes in the chat box, yeah? Because I'm not the only one. I know I am not the only one, yeah? All the time, all the time, Christian. Joanna said yes. Tim's put, oh yes. We do it all the time, don't we? It's what we call internal conflict, okay? You can change, the main way you can change that is by your self-talk, okay? Because it's internal to you, the main way you can deal with it is by changing your internal self-talk and creating some triggers and so on and so on and so on and so on, okay? Then we've got conflict with others. Now we all know what that means, don't we? It's a conflict with another person's filing cabinet. Okay, we'll come on to that in a moment, right? Then we've got conflict with environment. Conflict with environment. That means you have a conflict with what's going on around you. Yeah? What's the biggest thing in the British culture that we like to have a good old moan about and whinge about and get into conflict with regarding our environment? What do you think that is? What's the biggest thing in the British culture that we have a conflict about? Straight in there, Toby, the weather. That's what it is. We have a conflict with the weather. We moan when it rains. We moan when it's too hot. Yeah? It just seems to be something as a culture we like to do, don't we? We even change measurement units sometimes when we're talking. When it's freezing, we're like, oh, do you know what? It's -5. That's Celsius, yeah? And then when it's hot, oof, do you know what? It's 100, 110 today. That's Fahrenheit. We even change the unit of measurement so we can moan about it a bit more because we are in conflict with the situation, yeah? You must have heard me do it. This is the second session I've run today in here, and it's 20 odd degrees outside, 4 lighting rigs on me in here, and I'm all in here all afternoon as well. So I quite have a bit of conflict sometimes, but yeah, would I want it to be raining outside? No, I wouldn't want that either, yeah? So, environment, conflict. Now that one is happening quite a lot at the moment because your working environment, if you've gone back into the office, has probably changed a little bit because of COVID, yeah? Or you're working at home and you might have some conflicts there with your environment as well. So all of these things cause conflict, okay? And then you've got conflict with the supernatural. Okay, now without me getting into religion here, which I'm not going to do, this is where you kind of, and I've done this in the past, when everything's going wrong and you start to convince yourself it's only happening to you and you look up at the heavens and you go, really? Are you really doing this to me? Yes, that is called a conflict with the supernatural. I don't know whether that's just me that does that, but I'm sure it isn't, yeah? But we have this conflict that the world is against us. Yeah, somebody somewhere is pulling strings and the world is against us. That is the conflict of supernatural. So, 4 different conflicts here, okay? Supernatural and internal is self-talk, okay? So you can combat that with a lot of straight self-talk, okay? Conflict with others, slightly different. We need to think about that in a moment. And your environment, well, fight, flight, or change your self-talk again. So can you fight against it and change your environment? Can you exit from it? Or can you change your mindset and get your head around it? Those are the options when it comes to it. The biggest one that a lot of people deal with, of course, as you will rightly tell me, is conflict with others, which is why a lot of people come on these things. But please don't diminish the internal conflict, because the amount of times that winds you up more so than conflict with others. But go onto the YouTube channel, look at the What You Say When You Talk to Yourself playlist, okay? And have a look at some self-talk triggers in there, okay, about that, because that stops the internal conflict, okay?